Name's Greg. Showing you here the E46 M3 window controls in the console. The one you see here on the left is the left side and the right side. And for the coupe, two-door coupe, this is a 2002 year. The function are identical, but as you can see, the configuration of the switch itself is of different size, but their functionality of each button performs the same, lowering the front window and opening the side vent window in the rear. So we, if you haven't, you will someday break off your switch, and it'll only either work in one direction only. Once you get the window closed, it won't open. So it's culprit is this. The culprit is our hand. Our hand's pulling up on the switch and activating it too rambunctiously, and we break that off. And I took this one apart. What you're seeing here is, if I have the right box, I had ordered a new one for the left, this one here on the left, opposed to the one on the right. And I had replaced it, just a blatant unplug and take the console part way apart, the shift knob, and get down into a couple screws that holds the plate around the shift knob. Mine's just SMG. So, and I just popped in a new switch. Well, they have gone up in their years. I've had this car since new, 2002. I'm making this video in 2017. And I've now broken the second one. Fortunately, I kept the old one. And with some interesting selections of different jeweler type watch screwdrivers, pried and pulled out the workings of the switch to discover that the fault is not in the switch itself or anything mechanical there. There's quite an interesting rocking motion here that you can see it activating and unactivating, up and down your windows. But in fact, the culprit that we break is this little tab on a switch, on the switch, what do you want to call that, lever. So the fact is, these can be coerced out of their resting home right here by just prying up just with some vigor, and pull out one side at a time, flip over and pull out this. You see the little tip that's remains in the chassis of the switch. So we're just defeating a little narrow area and pop out the switch. So the point is, I kept the old one. This is the old one from the left hand side that I replaced with a whole brand new arrangement for 50 bucks. And here's all that's really bad with it. So I kept the switch, and today, now that I've used this old reject to dissect and see how it works, I have now been able to recover a good one. Remember, only one of these were bad, so this other one was good, and they're identical. And today, removed my right hand switch, left it intact, and just went in here and worked on defeating that little tip underneath that receptacle of the switch. Little receiver. Okay, so with that out, I just made sure I went down inside. There's let's look here. Let's see if we're focused. So right there, you'll see a little bit of grease, and here's the other one, a little grease, and it's that little tip that was down in that grease and performed the rocking motion forward and aft. So you just line that up from above, and somewhat voila, it works that way. And mine was broken this direction actually. So yeah, we get over exuberant when we pull up on them, probably. And if you know a buddy that did like I did initially and also didn't throw away his bad switch, all you need from him is the good piece. Unless anybody wants to imagine that they can super glue this back together here. And I don't think we can do any extensions or from on the top side to make that feature, replace that feature that's broken with something else mechanical. And that's basically it. So if these part numbers, again, if this box is right, this was a left hand side, and it's a different part number for the right hand side. But the fact is, if anybody you have a buddy that's got a spare one, then convince them that you'll give them a beer and get what you need. Save yourself $50.